Yes guys, what's going on? Hashtag Shorty here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well on the lead up to Christmas. Here today, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves another episode of our little mini series where we're going to be looking at the sort of top 5 best and most overpowered players in each position. Obviously, we've done this before, but although we've already done it this year, guys, I thought we'd do an updated version just because there's so many special cards. There's literally a promo almost every week, and I think it's great to look at sort of the best special cards we've got so far in FIFA so that you guys know the best sort of meta and overpowered players to use in your squads. But we uploaded the Defenders episode previously. If you have missed that, I'll leave a link to it down in the description down below. So make sure to check that out to make sure your defense is absolutely, fantastic and wonderful. Quickly before we jump in, boys, if you do enjoy the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's jump straight into the midfielders and see what's cracking off. So, boys, to start off, we're going to be looking at CDMs, then we're going to move on to CMs, and then we're going to move on to cams for this video. So, obviously, last video, we went through the entire of defense. So, right backs, left backs, centre backs, goalkeepers. This video is going to be, like I just said, CDMs, CMs, and cams. And then the final video attackers will be left mids, left wings, left forwards, right mids, right wings, right forwards, and strikers. But yeah, a few of these players that we've got in here, like Valverde right here, don't start off as CDMs, but I'm putting them in a CDM category, if that makes sense. So anyway, starting us off, boys, we've got Valverde in the video. Fantastic and wonderful player. 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. This is the versus fire card, which I believe to be a tiny bit better as he has that defensive upgrade. And yeah, we're looking at some absolutely amazing defensive stats here, considering he has 89 pace on a centre midfielder. Now, one thing, boys, that I tried to make very clear in the Defenders episode, and whenever I've made these types of videos, what always adds to them being meta is the fact that they link with other players extremely well in the top leagues and that type of thing. That's obviously what ups their price massively, and that's why Valverde, we're looking at like 600, 700, 800k type thing for him. The prices are fluctuating all over the gaff. But one thing I'll quickly just say at the start of this video again, guys, because I said this on the last one, the Defenders one, no icons and no SBCs, right? I feel like that's really important just to mention, just because the icons, a lot of them are so stupidly expensive, the ones that are actually really good. And then SBCs, I'm not going to bother showing you guys, because if you've not done them, then what's the point in doing the video? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, looking at Valverde's card, chaps. 6 foot, 90 stamina on a centre midfielder, along with the 89 pace. Almost a Hullet gang card. Couldn't start the video much better, to be honest. And obviously gets amazing links into Mendy, Militao, that type of thing. Next up, boys, we've got the man, Kessie, 6 foot. Another man very, very close to reaching the Hullet gang squad, and this really is a CDM type of player, Valverde technically could be someone who'd be a bit more of a well-rounded player. We've just got too many players filling out the centre mid spots. But Kessie really is that guy that you sort of, especially if you were playing like a 4-4-2 or something, and you have 2 of the centre midfielders, 1 attacking, 1 defending, you definitely want Kessie as your more defensive one, chaps. But yeah, a really great well-rounded card, 90 stamina, 87 interceptions. The defensive awareness and standing tackle is absolutely amazing on a centre midfielder. Now, next up, we've got Gorezka, who I recently used on my RTG team, chaps. And yeah, big fan of Gorezka. He obviously lacks them skill moves. That's one thing that's really disappointing on him. But again, he can act as more of that sort of centre defensive midfielder. Now, obviously, his defensive awareness is not the greatest in the world, but the interceptions and standing tackle makes him absolutely fantastic. Great stamina, great strength, and just we've got a full-on Hullet gang player here, chaps, literally, which is just very, very ideal, to be honest. But Gorezka, we've spoke about him enough. Fantastic links, especially into that new Shule card that we've got. I feel like I get that pronunciation somewhat right. And another great centre defensive midfielder for your team. Next up, chaps and chapettes, we've got ourselves Marcus Llorente, another Hullet gang card. It's literally, we're seeing quite a trend here with the centre midfielders. What a card. Literally can't ride home about this man enough. Used his normal card in my team for the last few months. Obviously now we've been able to upgrade a few centre mids. We've had that Draxler come in, the SBC one. And another man who's later on in this video that's absolutely amazing, the best CM in the game. But anyway, we're talking about Marcus Llorente here. A fantastic card with great links, boys, as you probably know. The skill moves is one thing that lets him down a little bit, but, you can't ask for too much on a centre defensive midfielder. But the 91 stamina is great, along with 80 strength. But that pace, lads, is just unmatched on a centre midfielder, and you really will feel it in-game. Winning them interceptions, all that type of stuff. Especially with the way this game is working at the moment, pace is just so important, because everyone's just blitzing with these 4-1-2-1-2 formations. Left, right, centre, France, Colombia, Jamaica. So that's Marcus Durente. Obviously quite an expensive card, and as I've tried to mention in these videos, lads, trying to get a few, cheaper players in there, and then obviously we have a few more expensive ones as well. But that's Llorente there, chaps, finished off. And finally, as our final CDM, we've got the man N'Golo Kante. I mean, do we even need to say much about him? It's match day. Right, that was a terrible impression.
It's match day.
But you know one thing, guys, that's really underrated on Kante is actually he has really good dribbling, like 84 agility. Obviously, the 81 dribbling stat at the bottom on its own is not like the best in the world, but 94 balance, 95 reactions, 83 ball control. But you can actually kind of dribble with Kante quite well. And then the defending stats are just, Jesus Christ. 92 interceptions, 91 defensive awareness, 94 standing tackle. Even if you can't afford this inform one, boys, just make sure you have the normal card in your team. But that'll finish off the CDMs there, chaps. Let's fly onto the CMs now. And first off, in the CM category, we've got ourselves the newly upgraded Graven Birch. 6'3", 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. And you know what? As I said, guys, I'm trying to get the odd cheap player in there. And I thought, what better man to get in than Graven Birch? A seriously amazing card at 6'3". Just going to absolutely boss that midfield for you. And he does suit more as a CM that would probably be slightly more attacking even in like a 4-4-2. And you'd have a more defensive player like Kessie or something, or just someone random. As he's obviously not got as high defending. But yeah, if we're looking at these stats, chaps, 91 stamina. The dribbling is absolutely amazing on a centre midfielder, along with really high pace, shooting, passing. Almost a Hullet gang kind of card. He really is like a cheap Hullet. And he gets great links into someone like, if you've done that Neres SBC, boys, or that Anthony is also a tradable card as well. So that's something great to look into, fellas. Next up in CM, guys, we've got the brand new Winter Wild Cards Milinkovic Savage. And you know what? I ummed and ahed about putting this guy in the team. I thought, is he really good enough? But if you put a shadow on this man at centre midfield, the stuff he's going to provide for you, 90 agility. That's one thing that just blows my mind with this card. That dribbling is so good on someone who's literally 6'3", guys. And the 5-star weak foot and 4-star skills. I've spoke about this a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have watched my sort of tips videos or squad builders, that type of stuff. I obviously talk a lot about how 5-star weak foot or 5-star skills on a player, one of the combination, or if you have both, obviously it's the dream, is just so invaluable on a player. The way you'll be able to spread passing with him, the way you can shoot on either foot and people will be unpredictable, you know, the way you can shoot green finesses in this game. He will be absolutely amazing. Look at the strength, look at the stamina. A really fantastic card, Milinkovic Savage in the Serie A. And next up, we've got ourselves De Jong. One slightly disappointing thing about this man is the fact that we wanted to see more upgrades for De Jong, but unfortunately, Barcelona, crazily enough, like out of the Champions League, which was just so mad. Is it like the first time in 20 years or something, or ever? The 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. 3 stars kind of annoying, but I've used this man so much in my pro team throughout this year. I literally just sold him and got a new man in who will be coming up very shortly in these centre mid spots, but I can't seriously rave about this man enough, boys. If you've got the coins for De Jong, and even if you've not got the coins for this version, just make sure you get the normal one into your team. You really will feel a man who's just really balanced CM. Obviously, his defending could be slightly higher. 81 is very good on this type of card, but on his normal card, it is, I think it's like 77 or 78 or something. But you whack a shadow on De Jong, you really feel that dribbling, and you'll be able to sort of progress forward with the CM De Jong, which is exactly just what we're looking for in a centre midfielder. And next up, we've got the man Renato Sanchez, who is the man I've been raving about in this video, giving little hints about the best CM in the game at the moment, in my opinion, chaps. Very expensive card, obviously, but this is the stats that you get. I could talk about these stats for you absolute days, you know what I mean? The 91 stamina, 87 strength on someone who's so agile with 90 agility, 94 balance as well. A really consistent, well-rounded card. His defense is the only thing that lacks a little bit, but that's why it's really important. Make sure you get a shadow on this man, and that's where you'll see the most success, guys. And to finish off the centre mid category, we have got the brand new Paul Pogba. Now, can I say I've tried this card, boys? Absolutely not. Can I say that this is going to be one of the best centre midfielders in the game? Abso-freaking-lutely. Seeing a Paul Pogba, chaps, that has 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, right? Obviously, we're used to having Pogba with that. But that's not what matters, right? That's already unbelievable. The pace upgrade on this card is just ridiculous. We're still looking at 73 acceleration, which is not the greatest on Pogba, but look at that sprint speed, basically up at 90. But yeah, boys, Paul Pogba, if you can somehow afford this man and get him in your team, you obviously might want to spend your coins elsewhere, because spending this much coins on a centre midfielder is quite a lot. But if you can get him in, he is just absolutely fantastic, and some unbelievable links as well, obviously being the French Premier League. It's the absolute dream. So that'll finish off the centre mids. Some absolutely amazing, well-rounded centre mids here, chaps. And if you can get any of these into your team, you're having a dream.
I'm a poet and didn't even know I was rhyming those words.
And finally, to finish off the midfielders episode, guys, we've got ourselves the centre attacking midfielders. Now, the first one, Adulterat. I know you're looking at this thinking, Alex, what the hell? We really are struggling for, like, centre attacking midfielder options. And I'm sure you guys are quite the same. Like, you don't really have many formations or, like, teams where you're going to start a cam. Like, cams just don't seem to ship as, like, being the most meta cards in game. I don't know why. Like, if you are going to use a player at a cam, a lot of the time it's like a left mid or a right mid that you then change in-game to cam, if that makes sense. But anyway, Adelterapt, I thought I'd just whack him in because you know what? For 20,000 coins, this card looks absolutely unbelievable. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, decent pace, shooting and passing. But look at that dribbling, lads. You're just going to have so much fun with this type of card. Great aggression as well in the physical category with great stamina. And now I'm well aware I could get flamed in the comments for this one in this new Winter Wildcards promo. But I just thought this was a bit of a, quite literally, a wild card to throw out there, being Adelterapt. A really well-rounded card, to be honest. You could even use this man at centre midfield because his defending's not that bad as well. So that's Adelterapt into the team. Next up, chaps, we have got ourselves Fabinho. Again, from the brand new Winter Wildcards promo. And honestly, what a card this is. This is absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I seen these in-game stats. And you really would use him at cam or striker. You know, you would not use this man at CM. You really would use him at cam or striker. 6'2", 4-star, 4-star, right? And then just look at this. We've got 89 agility on a Fabinho. Look at them dribbling stats, chaps. You can probably tell the passion here. My mind's actually kind of blown here. Great stamina, amazing strength, and then just really consistent like shooting, pace, and passing. I think you'll really have a lot of fun with Fabinho. I'm pretty sure he is going for like 500k though, chaps. So obviously that's the only issue here. But seriously would advise Fabinho as a cam, chaps. If you really want like a centre attacking midfielder and a different one, the one you can have a bit of fun with, this one looks like the man. Next up, Sadio Mane. Now, not too much to say about Mane, to be honest. An amazing, amazing card, but not someone I wanted to put in this category. But we're just really struggling for cams. There's not that many like players that ship as a cam. I know Tarap doesn't, but his card kind of should be a cam type thing. So I'm kind of struggling, but he's quite expensive, obviously. But if you guys can get Sadio Mane, he is obviously great. But I certainly would advise not really spending money on cams and going elsewhere. But that Fabinho is a great, great card. Really amazing player, by the way. Just very expensive for a cam, that type of thing. But a man who's not so expensive, who's an extremely good cam, is the new versus Fire Claude Maurice. Some sort of French. 4-star skill moves, chaps, and obviously he does have an ice card as well, but the versus Fire one is a little bit better as a cam, right? So if you were going to play him at CM or CDM, I would say go for the ice one because that has the better defending and obviously the physical taken off it. Whereas when we're putting him higher up the pitch, we definitely want the one that has the better physical just because you'll notice that difference much more. 98 agility on it, along with a really, really well-rounded card. Obviously, he's only going for like 30,000 coins, so we're not expecting absolute Stonksville unbelievable from this guy. But for you guys who don't have as many coins, he'll do a fantastic job in your team at cam, I'm absolutely sure, with that well-rounded card. And finally, to finish off the video with the centre attacking midfielders, chaps, we've got ourselves the man KDB, the signature signings card, and just an amazing, amazing card. Obviously extremely expensive, but 4-star skills, the 5-star weak foot. We've spoken enough about 5-star weak foot, about how important it is. And the long shots you'll be able to bang in with KDB, that 93 shot power, 93 long shots. You know, the finesse is just going to fly in from Trinidad and Tobago, boys. You know what I mean? Great stamina as well on a cam. And he certainly is a guy you want to play at cam, not CM, because he can play at CM, but the 67 defending is just not really ideal, and obviously gets some absolutely fantastic links, chaps. But that finishes off the center attacking midfielders in the video, and certainly the wild card, the main guy that I think you should definitely give a go for a bit of fun, would be Fabinho. I think he looks really, really good, and I'm tempted to try him in my RTG team this weekend. But yeah, guys, that will finish off the midfielders video. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this helpful, if you're going to try and get these into your team. As I said in an overall summary in the defenders one, just make sure you have some sort of combination of these CDMs, CMs, and cams in your team, because you'll just notice an absolute big difference. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all on the next one.